Today, we're talking about supplements, and we're just going to start to build a framework of kind of understanding where all supplements are going to fall into one of three categories. And we can see them right here. There's helpful supplements, useless supplements, and harmful supplements. So every supplement is going to fall into one of these categories, but even within that, there is some nuance. And it's very useful to understand that because look, when you're putting in the time and the effort and you're sick and you're trying to heal, the last thing you want to be doing is shooting yourself in the foot by taking some garbage supplement that actually has harmful ingredients in it, or the supplement itself is harmful to your healing and is going to prevent or slow down your process. So the details matter in a big way. And some people just think like, a vitamin C is a vitamin C is a vitamin C. Doesn't matter what form of vitamin C. Doesn't matter what other ingredients are in it. Like none of that stuff, other stuff matters to them. But that is a mistake, especially if you are on the sicker end of the spectrum with these chronic health issues. If you're not too sick, yeah, you can get away with some junkier supplements. But even then, this is still good to know. And just if you're going to be putting in the effort, why not get the details right so you can max out your healing capacity? That's how I think of it. Okay. So when I'm reviewing a client's supplements, I'll break them down for them and I'll let them know like, hey, you can keep taking these, or like these are good, or actually you need to move away from these. So I'll kind of walk you through a bit of the thought process there. So if there is a supplement that is helpful, so like B12 and zinc are two of the most recommended supplements. They're great for the immune system, great for the nervous system, great for the liver. They kind of touch all parts of the body and healing. So we use B12 and zinc a lot. Now there are various forms of B12 and various forms of zinc. And so, again, it's not just like, well, let me just get whatever zinc looks the cheapest or whatever zinc my favorite influencer is recommending. The type matters, especially with like B12, because there's different forms of B12. There's one cyanocobalamin that is, your body just doesn't use it. You might as well just pour that right down the sink. So the two forms of B12 that are usable by the body are adenosocobalamin and methylcobalamin. Those are the forms that you want. Everything else is going to just mess things up. So when you're looking for these, it's important to get these details right. And zinc, there are multiple forms of zinc, and some of them are okay for sure. But when you're fighting like an autoimmune condition or anything in that realm, it's really, really important to get the most usable form of zinc, which is liquid zinc sulfate. So if you hear someone talk about like, yeah, zinc's good for the immune system, and then you go out and you buy some low-end capsule form of zinc and you take that and you think like, okay, well, this should be helping. This person said it's helping, or it's good for my immune system, and you don't see any changes. What are you going to think? You're going to start to think, supplements don't really work. They don't do anything for me. But it's important to get the right form of all of the supplements that you want to be taking. Then there's this category of useless supplements. They basically make you feel like you're doing something good for your health, but you're just not. And sometimes this is a hard cycle to break because, especially with two of these on this list, like how much has it been rammed down our throats that probiotics are the best thing for gut health, and you have to have vitamin D. Well, guess what? Like people have been yelling those two for at least 20 years now. How many people has that healed? No one. Vitamin D doesn't heal anyone. Probiotics doesn't heal anyone. Now, vitamin D, it has some benefit. It's okay. but vitamin D is more of just like a grossly overhyped supplement, and it's way overused in these mega doses. But it's pretty far down the list of supplements that one should like really take a look at when you have any type of chronic health issue. It's not near the top of the list of supplements that are going to boost and support your immune system, which is mind blowing. I know, because there's all this research about it, and all these, famous doctors talk about vitamin D, and I can see it on my blood work. It's low. And, that's a whole different discussion there. But look, if vitamin D and probiotics were going to heal anyone, I wouldn't be here on this. That should have taken care of everyone as much as it gets hyped up, but it doesn't. There's a bunch of them. Chlorophyll is another one. And chlorophyll is an amazing compound, but when you break it away from its source in nature, it's mostly useless. It's deactivated. So you're not getting that benefit. So you can take your money away from these useless supplements, and you can start putting that into supplements that actually can start to move the needle for your healing, whether that's B12 or the right form of zinc or a high quality vitamin C. There's plenty of useful supplements out there. And then we have the harmful supplements. So if I'm working with a client and they come on and I see their list and these are on there, these have to go. And it's unfortunate, because again, there's so many people advocating for these supplements. But I mean, look at how far you've gotten while taking these supplements. What has really healed? What has really changed? Nothing. So fish oil, tons of toxins in there. It doesn't matter what the claim is on the label. That's a dirty supplement. That has a very big net negative effect on the root causes of chronic health issues. Chlorella, it claims that it's a heavy metal detoxifier. And part of that is accurate in that it does grab onto heavy metals, but it's a terrible binder. It doesn't hold on to them. It drops them throughout the body. There's other issues with chlorella as well. Apple cider vinegar, whether you're drinking it straight or diluted, or you're taking a gummy, or you're just taking a supplement that has some apple cider vinegar in it. It's terrible for the body. It's terrible for your teeth. Do you care about your dental health? Because apple cider vinegar, doesn't matter if you drink it, doesn't matter if you take it in a gummy, it doesn't matter how it gets into your body. It's acidic. It leaches calcium from your bones and teeth. It is a terrible, terrible supplement. There's a whole host of harmful supplements out there that can, at the very least, slow down your healing that you want to be aware of. And then this is a huge disqualifier. A lot of times I just look at the other ingredients section of a supplement label first, because most of the time they're going to have some junk in there like magnesium stearate or silicone dioxide, like an anti-caking agent. And these are irritants. These are not good for the human body. And you don't have to have them in supplements, but it's a cheap way to manufacture supplements. So a lot of supplement companies include these in here. So if I'm reviewing someone's supplements and I see this one, which is super common, it's an automatic no-go. There are better forms out there. And again, it gets back to why do we have to shoot ourselves in the foot? If we want to do supplements, if we're healing, we want to get healthy, let's not put compromising ingredients into our body. Citric acid is another irritant. Alcohol in liquid supplements, liquid herbal tinctures. I mean, it used to be almost all the herbal tinctures had alcohol in them. And alcohol ruins the good parts. It denatures the good parts of the herb. Plus, most alcohol is corn derived. Most corn is GMO. So even though it's a small amount, like, it's not necessary. But now, this big company that is, in my opinion and experience, the cleanest and the most pure and potent supplement company out there right now, which is Vimergy, they're producing very clean ingredients. So if you want to look at what some excipients or other ingredients are okay, you can just go to their website, start cruising their supplement list, and you can get an idea of what are like acceptable other ingredients. In lots of companies, for better or worse, they've started to at least change some of these bad ingredients so that they appear less bad. But a lot of times they still have some other not so great ingredients in there. So that's a good way of just like big picture zooming out on supplements. Obviously, supplements can get incredibly detailed person to person. That's not the purpose of this video. This is just to share a little insight as to how you can kind of, just learn the lay of the land and kind of what you're looking at here. And this one is a great place to start. If you turn your supplement over and on the label it has any of these listed, it's not a good quality supplement. And there's so many other things to look out for. There's so many products that have caffeine in them, which is not good when you're trying to heal. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. But yeah, hope this helps and can kind of get people more on the correct path. If you're going to do supplements, you might as well do them the right way.